Hello and welcome to the Southern Miss Intramural Sports 5-on-5 Basketball Online Captains Meeting. Upon completion of viewing this presentation, you will need to continue on and take the Captain's Quiz in order to complete your team registration. Let's begin.
So what does a captain need to do? Captain should be familiar with all rules, schedules, policies, and procedures, and pass this information along to their team members. That way everybody's informed about what's going on. Captain should also assist the intramural sports staff with the implementation of the sportsmanship policy, a policy that we will go over later in this presentation. Teams are encouraged to arrive at least 15 minutes early to every contest. This allows the teams to warm up and to check out any equipment they might need and to start the game on time. Captains are also the representative for each member of the team. It is encouraged that team captains are the ones to discuss rule interpretations and calls with our student officials. Participants are encouraged to have a physical examination and obtain adequate insurance prior to participation in recreational sports activities. Individuals who participate in recreational sports activities will be doing so at their own risk. Participation in recreational sports is voluntary, and the University of Southern Mississippi is not responsible for any injury that may occur to participants. Student health and accident insurance information may be obtained through Student Health Services at 601-266-5390. Concerning lost or stolen items, Southern Miss Recreational Sports assumes no responsibility for items that may be lost, stolen, or damaged during intramural activities. All students are encouraged to secure their valuables. If you are concerned about the security of your valuables, you may locate the sports supervisor on duty, and he or she will attempt to locate a safe place for your belongings. There's a chance that during the fun and excitement of intramural sports, the recreational sports department may want to photograph and videotape participants and use those photographs and videos for promotional materials. If for some reason you choose not to be photographed or filmed, please notify the staff and we'll delete any of the pictures or videos that we have of you. As you're putting together your championship squad, you probably want to know who can play on it. Currently, all undergraduate and graduate students who are enrolled at the university are eligible to play. Faculty and staff are also eligible to play, granted they have purchased a rec card. Spouses of these eligible participants can also participate through the purchase of a rec card in co-rec leagues only. Spouses must be on the same roster. Here at Intramural Sports, we welcome and encourage all students to play intramurals. Sometimes those students are collegiate athletes. Concerning current or former varsity athletes, only 2 individuals who have ever participated on a collegiate level in a sport related to the intramural activity they are attempting to participate in may be on the same roster. Concerning sport club members, only 2 current sport club members are allowed on the same roster in a sport related to the club that they are a member of. Now, when teams wish to play with a sport club athlete and a varsity athlete on the same team, teams can only have a maximum of 2 members who fall under the current, former varsity athlete or sport club member description. These are new rules to the 2015-2016 academic year. Many students ask, how many intramurals can I play? Well, the answer to that question is, you can play as many intramurals as you want. However, players can only compete for 1 single-sex team and 1 co-rec team per sport. Players may not transfer from one team to another. There are some new changes this year to the ID policy in regards to checking in to an intramural event. Participants who appear on the IMLeagues.com team roster by noon of the day of their event may check into the intramural activity with any form of government picture ID. Participants who wish to check into the event but do not appear on the IMLeagues.com team roster must present their Southern Miss ID or rec card.
So where do basketball games take place? All intramural basketball contests will take place inside the Payne Center on the gym courts. Team composition. Teams will consist of a maximum of 5 players at a time on the court. A minimum of 4 players are required to start the game. Teams shall designate a team captain or representative to communicate with the intramural staff. A team includes players, spectators, and coaches. It is the responsibility of the team captain to ensure that all teammates behave in a sportsmanlike manner. As far as equipment goes, intramural sports will provide basketballs and jerseys or pennies for all players. Players are required to wear athletic clothing. Here are some examples of legal and illegal equipment. Numbered jerseys are required to be worn during play. Participants must wear a shirt underneath department jerseys. The shirt must serve as a barrier between the player's body and the issued jersey. As you can see from the diagram on the far right, the player wearing just the green jersey with no garment underneath is illegal. However, if you were to wear a t-shirt like the one in the middle underneath the jersey on the left, that would be acceptable.
Exposed jewelry of any kind is not to be worn during the game. Below are examples of items that intramural participants will not be allowed to wear during intramural activities. If you have a medical alert bracelet or medical alert necklace, please notify the intramural supervisor on staff, and we will work with you to secure that item to either your wrist or to secure it to your chest.
Games are scheduled on the hour. Each half will last 20 minutes. The clock will run continuously through the first half. In the second half, the clock will run continuously through the first 18 minutes. At 2 minutes and under, the clock will stop on all whistles. The clock will stop at any time outside of the second half 2-minute warning during a timeout, referee timeout, or injury. Teams will receive 2 60-second timeouts per half. Timeouts do not carry over to other periods. Regarding the mercy rule, if at the 2-minute warning a team is ahead by 20 points, the game will end. This is bumped up to 25 points in co-rec. If at any point in the second half and any 45 points, the game will end. Regarding overtime, there will be no overtime in the regular season. Any rule that's not specifically covered by the intramural rules will be governed by the National Federation of High Schools. Substitutes. All substitutes must check in with the official scorer and may only enter when beckoned on by an official. Please take a moment to review all the types of fouls that we can have during the game of basketball. Remember, a player will be disqualified upon receiving 5 personal fouls. Technical fouls will count towards this total. Also, if at any point a player receives 2 technical fouls, that player will be disqualified. A flagrant foul will result in an immediate ejection. Below are some other examples of fouls and the result of each foul. The rules of co-rec basketball can be a bit complex at times, so please take a moment to review this slide and any specific rules regarding co-rec basketball. As far as team composition goes, when playing with 5 players, there is a maximum of 2 males and 3 females allowed on the floor. When playing with 4 players, there is a maximum of 2 males and 2 females, or 1 male and 3 females. At all times, we will use a women's basketball, or a 28.5. Guarding. Males may only guard other male players, and females may only guard other female players. Each infraction will result in 1 point plus possession of the ball at the point of interruption. If a female shot is blocked by a male, the act will be considered goaltending and the basket will count. Female scoring is a bit different too. A shot made within the arc by a female counts for 1 more point, or 3 points. Shots made outside the arc count for 4. In regards to shooting fouls, if the shot is missed inside the arc, we'll shoot 3 free throws. If the shot is made inside the arc and there is a free throw to follow, we will shoot 1 free throw. Shot missed outside the arc, 4 free throws. Shot made outside the arc and the player is fouled, that's going to be 4 points plus 1 free throw. Regarding the bonus, if a female is fouled on the 7th, 8th, or 9th team foul, 2 free throws and an additional free throw if the first 2 are made. If a female is fouled on the 10th or beyond, that will merit 3 free throws.
If for some reason a team wishes to protest rule interpretation or player eligibility, here are some guidelines that team should be aware of. Individuals who wish to protest must do so at the time of the incident in question. Judgment calls are not subject to protest. The protesting team must notify the site supervisor to suspend play. The supervisor will then document the contest facts and file a report. Signed protest forms must be submitted to the Wellness Center the day following the contest in question. Southern Miss Intramurals reserves the right to investigate the eligibility of teams and players. These investigations may result in suspension, forfeiture, and probation. In order to keep games starting on time, Southern Miss Intramural Sports adopts a policy that game time is forfeit time. If teams know that they cannot make their scheduled match time, there are two options that team has. One is to forfeit, and the other is to default. Teams that fail to have the required number of players present at the game site at the designated game time must forfeit the match. A forfeit results in a loss for the team, a sportsmanship rating of 2.0, a suspension of the team captain, and a fee of $15 assessed to that team captain. Once this fee is paid to the Pain Center sales desk, the forfeiting team's captain's suspension will be lifted. The better of these two options is to default. If a team informs the intramural office that they cannot make their scheduled game by noon the day of their game, or even further in advance, the game will be defaulted and result in a loss for the defaulting team and a sportsmanship rating of 3.0. There are no fees associated with defaulting a game. Here's the sportsmanship scale for intramural sports. After each game, the officials and site supervisor will come together and determine the sportsmanship upon the behavior of that team during the game. Keep in mind, a team includes players, coaches, and fans. Examples of factors that could affect a team's sportsmanship rating may include team or player dissent towards an official, unsportsmanlike conduct penalties or technical fouls, abusive language, excessive celebration, unruly fans, and so on. Teams must maintain a sportsmanship of 3.0 to be eligible for playoff competition.
League information. Schedules and brackets will be posted to imleagues.com/USM. Game times are based on the division you register for. For example, if you sign up to play Mondays at 10 p.m., more than likely all your games will be Mondays at 10 p.m. Be sure to check your email for updates, as this is a primary form of communication between the intramural department and you. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. You can contact Sean Clark, Assistant Director of Intramural and Club Sports, at 601-266-5520, email at intramurals@usm.edu, or you can direct message at imleagues.com. So what's next? By continuing on and completing the Captain's Quiz, you did the online Captain's Meeting video and are aware of all rules, policies, and procedures related to basketball. If you have any questions, please contact the intramural office through the information provided in the previous slide. Thank you for viewing the Southern Miss Intramural Sports online Captain's Meeting for basketball. We wish you the best luck in the upcoming season.